I'm about to change this power transformer out on this AC30 TBX. And before I do, I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any DC voltage present. Alright, it's all drained out, so it's safe to work on. Now the reason I'm doing this video is a little bit awkward. I welcome questions, and I'm very grateful for the interest people have in these videos. And I want to answer questions. But at the same time, sometimes, not always, some questions come across, I think, differently than they were intended. What's the best way to put this? Recently, someone asked me on the video of a Classic 30 if I had used the correct fuse because it seemed too high a fuse value to them. And I did use the correct fuse. It was this fuse that Peavey chose, and I saw no reason to argue with it. Another guy asked me about cathode stripping in amps without standby, and cathode stripping is really not a thing. And that's a well-known thing among serious techs that it's not real, but it gets repeated around the internet. So I understand why the questions get asked. But when people ask technical questions which seem to imply that I've missed something, or I've overlooked something, or I don't know something, or I'm doing it wrong, I would ask that unless you're very, very sure that I actually don't know the thing, or that I am doing something wrong, maybe not put it out there implying that I'm doing something wrong, because I have a lot of potential customers seeing these videos and reading the responses. And if they get the impression that some other guy who understands technical terms thinks I'm doing something wrong, it puts me at a disadvantage where I've got to spend so much time saying, no, actually, this is not a problem, and here's why. Now, if I put something out there that will get someone electrocuted, yeah, go ahead and call me on it. I'm not asking to be treated as some kind of guru, but I'm asking some common courtesy that unless you really see me doing something wrong, you might want to assume that I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time. And if you have questions, email me privately. I have a lot of friends who are technicians, and sometimes I have questions about what they're doing or why they're doing it, or maybe I think that there's a better way to do that. And I don't put that on their public page, whether it's a YouTube channel or their Facebook page, et cetera, because I would be implicitly criticizing them in front of their clients, and that's not a good thing to do. And I would have no assurance that I was automatically in the right, and that would rebound on me. So I really appreciate the feedback. I really appreciate the interest people have in these videos, and I want to share any knowledge I might have. But I would ask that you just be careful of how you word things, and maybe not assume that everyone knows all this stuff and is just wanting to talk shop, because a question about how to approach a certain situation can come across to the average guitarist as, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing because this other guy said so, or et cetera, et cetera. And it just puts me in a weird position where I feel a little too defensive, and I don't think I should. And I have to kind of chill out after reading some of these questions and comments and say, well, the guy probably meant well, don't fire back. But with anyone whose profession and whose professional ability is being questioned, your first instinct is to say, bring it on, motherfucker, I'm here. And that's not who I want to be. But, you know, we all have a touch of that. And so I want to keep my inner Samuel Jackson inner as much as possible. Man, there's a bad joke there, but I'm just not going to go there.